Hello and welcome. Corey from Bach Scholar here. Thank you for joining me today. The 14th anniversary sale for Bach Scholar Publishing is still going on for a limited time. Download your PDF editions and order your hard copy editions, all for 25% off for a limited time. Also, you may join the Well-Rounded Pianist for 25% off lifetime memberships where you can learn piano from yours truly. In this video, I would like to focus on fingering. I hope you were able to watch a video I recently uploaded titled, "What is Minimalist Piano Fingering?" And minimalist piano fingering is an interesting concept that I invented over the last few years. And I found a term for this. I coined the term minimalist piano fingering. I believe it was 2023 or 2024, one of those years, I'm not sure. But one of the products of this minimalist piano fingering theory that I have is a new series of books by Bach Scholar. So far, there are 2 books in the series out. It is called the Focus on Fingering series, up here on the top. Fingering so easy, it should be illegal. How do you like that? So I have 2 books here, A New and Improved System of Scale Fingering, which puts into practice more of what I talk about in my minimalist piano fingering video. I just sort of touched on the surface there, by the way, also. So this book is a continuation of the minimalist piano fingering concept, which you already know about. All piano teachers and students need this book because it offers a better fingering system than the old. I predict in a few years' time, this system will replace the old system because the old system just sucks. It really does. Pardon my French, it just sucks. The old or traditional fingering system for piano does not make any logical sense. It's theoretically inconsistent. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. This is the only correct system. This is the theoretically correct scale system, the only one that exists. There aren't any others. So you need this book. All piano teachers and students need this book. This is mandatory. You have to know about these fingerings. Also, all piano teachers and students need this book, Clementi's 6 Sonatinas, Opus 36, 2nd edition. Make sure you do get the 2nd edition because I had to make some changes here from the 1st edition, which I published about a year ago. So what's special about this book that you don't get in any other book? Like I have an edition of the Clementi Sonatinas by Schirmer. This is the edition that I played from for many years. Well, what's the difference between this and this? The main difference is well, one of the differences, the manuscript is better, much easier to read than Schirmer's. Another is the fingering. So if you buy any edition of Clementi's 6 Sonatinas, Schirmer, Alfred, whoever it may be, you could buy a dozen of these editions from different publishers and look at the fingerings. Do you notice something? The fingerings are always the same. They're 95% the same from book to book. Do we really need another Clementi Sonatina edition with the same fingering? See, all the editors and publishers are just rehashing all the same fingerings. They're not thinking for themselves. They're not thinking. They're just not thinking. Look, if you use logic, it brings you to much different fingerings than the traditional fingerings. So this edition here has innovative fingerings, creative fingerings, fun fingerings, fingerings that make it easier to play faster. They're fingerings that are better for beginners. So if you're a beginner or an adult student who's, say, intermediate level, and you're learning these, and you're still trying to learn traditional fingerings like these. By the way, the traditional fingerings are made for children. I've pointed that out in other videos, that the whole C major system that Czerny and Hannon used and all throughout the 1800s, that was a system of fingering made for children. Made for children. So if you're an adult or someone with large hands and you're trying to play Clementi Sonatinas with the traditional fingerings, you're going to have a hard time because they're made for children. These are made for adults. Well, they're also made for children. They're made for everybody, but they're especially made for beginners because these fingerings will make much more sense for beginners than these. Because in order to play traditional fingerings like they have in all editions other than mine, in order to play the traditional fingerings, you have to basically have a perfectly trained fifth and fourth finger. That can only be done like 10 years of training when you're a child. So if you're an adult and you haven't had piano yet and you're not a virtuoso, you didn't train as a child to learn to play all 5 fingers, you're never going to be able to play the traditional fingerings. They're too difficult. They're made for children. If you're an adult, you will find them very difficult. You will find these fingerings much better. So all pianists and all students need this book because the fingerings are just better. They're better fingerings. They're based on minimalist principles. So if you watch my minimalist piano fingering video and you like it and you think the ideas are nice and you want to try it out, then you need this book. You need to get this book and follow the fingerings verbatim. Follow every single fingering in this book. And I guarantee you'll play them much easier than if you play these fingerings here. Okay, so you need the new fingerings. So thank you for joining me. Take advantage of the sale, and I'll be back with more books that I'm going to highlight in the sale. I'll see you in the next video.